Hello everyone and welcome back. By the end of this guide for Act 2, you'll be able to run it both quickly and efficiently. We'll cover all the areas you can ignore, all of the boss fights, and all of the quests that give you skill points. Hope you enjoy and hope you find it useful. In Act 2, go straight out to the old field to the right. If you don't have 2 quicksilvers by this point, there is an area in here where you can get one. If you do have 2 quicksilvers, you can quite happily ignore this. So, no quicksilver, drop a portal. We're going to assume we don't have 2 quicksilvers, so at this point I'm going to go back to town, jump through the portal, and then we're looking in this area for a doorway, pretty much always near the exit. In here there's a white bear near the exit. That white bear is the thing that will give us the flask on killing it. So this white bear here, it swipes a bit. You can dodge it by going anti-clockwise around it. Log out and jump back to the waypoint that we left. Now, if you did have 2 quicksilver flasks, you could have just gone straight up from there. We head upwards, jump over the cliff, and we get into the Chamber of Sins. Once in the Chamber of Sins, we're looking for the centre. So that's the centre, but it's blocked off, so we need to find another entrance to it. As usual, we're only going to kill stuff that's either large packs or blues. The normal way is down, however, if it's not, just go back up and then make your way right around it to try and find the entrance. Once you find the entrance, find the waypoint. The waypoint direction points to the exit, so you should find the exit right here. Apply skill points. And then head right. There's the Trial of Ascendancy. I'm not going to run this one. What you're looking for in this area is like a little thin, narrow passage off the side of one of these rooms, which will take you to the exit, and this could be it. Yeah, this is it. In here we get the boss Fidelitas. He does lightning damage. He's not a major threat, although sometimes it's worth stepping away if you start to lose health to let your flask kick in. Get the baleful gem from that device there. We log out and back in, grab the reward, and there's your flask. Now we head out left to the Riverways. Now if I was near the exit there, you would have selected him, so he'd run with you and help you. Just gives you that little bit extra DPS. These exits, make sure you have a movement skill in this area that can jump over walls, because those bridges are really annoying if you've got to walk around them. In here we follow the path all the way round until we get to the waypoint, which we select. We then continue on down the path until we get to the exit. Once we get to the end of the path, there'll be the Western Forest. Now be careful in here. Anything that's purple will explode when it gets near you. It sort of stops moving and then sort of shudders a bit like this. And then they'll explode. They can kill you if you're not watching what you're doing. Once we get to the waypoint in here, the side of the road that the waypoint's on is where Alira is. I'm going to help Alira, so we head right until we get to the edge, and it should be anywhere around here. If it's not up here, then head down the wall until you find it. The Weaver's Chamber, go to the right first, and if there's an exit, go downwards. If there's no exit to the right, then you go upwards towards the left, and eventually you'll find the exit. Once you find the exit, head straight in, and prepare for the fight. The spider can be quite dangerous. What you want to do with this spider is try and keep behind it, because it fires out those green things, and they do hurt a lot. Once you get the spider to about half health, if you don't kill it quick enough, it'll go back up into the air and just leave you these ads. After a short while, the spider will come back down from the ceiling, and the fight resumes as normal. Just avoid being in front of it.
I cannot do this yet.
Once it's down, grab Malagaro's spike and log out. Hand in Malagaro's spike to Silk to get one of your skill gems. And then any skill gems you didn't pick up but you want, you can go and buy from Yena. We're now going to kill the bandits. I start first by going to the crossroads and go straight out the right-hand side of the arena, following the road. In here, follow the road until you find the waypoint. Once you find the waypoint, continue down the road. If you know where the road's going, because you can sort of tell, then you can skip parts of it. But at the end of the road, you'll find the broken bridge, where we fight our first boss, Kraityn. You can prep if you have spells or things at this point, or mind to get them down before you press kill. Upon killing, Try and hit him as much as possible before he starts to teleport around, and he didn't get a chance.
Your death had more honor than your life, Kraityn.
You don't need to kill the ads. Once you've killed him, you can exit and log out. Now I'm going to jump to the waypoint and go upwards. You'll see the break in the path here. This is the way you need to go to get to this exit. Follow the path around, and the cobbles will lead you to the wetlands. The wetlands is where we find Oak. 9 times out of 10, it'll be in the center of the arena, so just go sort of slightly diagonally to the left from the door. And of course he's not going to be there. If you do find the exit before you find Oak, grab the waypoint and open the little door. And then head back down towards your right, and there he is. Oak has a lot of regen throughout the fight, so make sure we can get some damage down quickly. He also does leap slams on top of you, which hurts quite a bit. But he does have a lot of ads, so regenerating mana on low-level mana flasks is not necessarily a problem.
My mana is gone.
Once you kill Oak, if you've got the exit, you can log out. If you haven't, go to the exit. We now go back to the Western Forest to help Alira. To help Alira, we could just head to the left and then head down the wall.
I cannot do
Or we
this
can
yet.
walk down the path until we find a break in it and come back. This is the quickest way, especially when it's right at the side without having to go down much. The bandits you choose to help give you certain benefits, but take away 2 extra passive points that you could get instead. So choose wisely and always do that area last. So where I've done this one last, because I'm going to help her, we need to head to the path. And kill Captain Artillery. Once killed, hit the thermic seal. And that will give you a skill point back in Act 1. So once we log out, we go back to the waypoint and go immediately back to Act 1, where we talk to Bestel, and he will give us a skill book. Make sure that as you level to Act 2 that you keep your flasks up to date. Head back to Act 2, straight into the wetlands, and head upwards through the Vaal ruins, which we opened up just moments before. It can be a pain to find the exit in here. Quite often, though, it's bottom left. Once you get to the bottom left, if it's not there, you can head back and sort of work your way right across the bottom of the arena. Head into all the areas along the bottom as they may contain the exit you're looking for. And there it is, marked with a exclamation mark. Break the seal by touching it, and then find the exit. It's always up a pair of stairs. Now this could be to the left, right, or straight forward. Once you enter this area, head left and grab the waypoint, and then try and get up towards the top. Note this may mean going left and around. If you don't find the caverns and it's somewhere else, that's not the right exit. Once in the caverns, this is pretty linear. You just find the bridges and go across them. Not an awful lot to kill in here, but we do the usual of killing any blues. Once you find the exit in here, grab the waypoint. If you haven't got movement speed boots yet, grab this crafting recipe and then you can craft movement on your boots in the hideout. Once in here, we're looking for the exit. It's always in one of the corners, normally top right, but it can be top bottom. It can be bottom left, top right, or top left. No, it will never be bottom right. Once you find the exit, start walking up the pyramid. The exits to the pyramid are always diagonally across from the entrance. And note that as this is a pyramid, the map gets smaller and smaller as you head up, as you head towards the peak. So you should find these entrances becoming more frequent and easier to find. There are several layers to the pyramid to traverse before you get to the end boss. As you see, they're now getting more and more frequent. Once you reach the boss, hit the death ult. If you haven't got the crafting recipe yet, it's here. You can get that while he's coming out of the ground because he takes an absolute age. Also, attach any new skill points at this point while you're waiting. This boss is quite complicated and can do a shed ton of damage, which will kill you if you're not careful. The ads also have a hell of a lot of life. When he first pops out of the ground, hit him repeatedly. When he's firing those blue balls, just run around him or stay really close. He never fires close to himself. Those beams fire out in pairs of 3s, or triplets of 3s, or whatever it is. Now, he can fire those in quick succession, so he can have 6. When they're firing, keep moving. Also, he'll do have this fall from the sky rock thing. Keep moving during this, as they will kill you very, very easily. While he's firing the blue balls, get as much damage onto him as possible, because it's probably the safest part of the fight. Every so often he'll do that slam. That slam will one-shot you, so make sure you're behind him when it fires. The way to do this is, as soon as he's going to slam you, use your movement skill to jump behind him and continue fighting. Falling rocks are the most irritating part of the fight because they follow you. Now he's back to the blue lasers. Now those blue lasers can kill you as well, so do be careful. Once he's down, we log out. We do not go through those double doors because they take ages to open. We log out and jump straight to the free waypoint in Act 3. There are 2 Trials of Ascendancy in Act 2. The first is in the Chamber of Sins level 2, and the second is in the Crypt level 1. I always defer doing the Crypt level 1 until I'm actually ready to run Lab, as it takes a long time to get there. Areas that I don't run, at least in line, while running Act 2, are the Dread Thicket, the Fellshrine Ruins, and the Crypts level 1 and 2. Optional areas to run if you want a quicksilver flask is the Den. Once you get to Clarissa, the lady who's chained to the post, kill the guard captain. He shouldn't give you much trouble. He doesn't deal an awful lot of damage and can be killed relatively quickly. Now, a note for Clarissa. She's one of the only NPCs in the game who you must speak to continue the quest. If you don't speak to her before you leave this area, you will have to come back. Now, actually having to talk to her wouldn't actually be that annoying if she'd actually stand up quickly, but she takes an absolute age, so please feel free to put on any skill points, go around the area killing anything. By the time you get back, she'll eventually have stood up. We are now officially at Act 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. You've been watching Altec2K. Thank you for watching.